Hello, hello, everybody. Great Monday evening. Listen, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, everybody. This is Dr. Anissa Short with Conversations with Chosen Pen. Lady Norma and I are here again. Hey, Dr. Norma.
Hey, Anissa. How are you, Dr. Short?
I am well, doing very well. And what about you?
I'm doing well. It's wonderful to see you in this new year. I know we chat on a daily basis, but I don't know if I've seen you.
I know this is my first time seeing, I haven't seen you since last year.
I know, so
It's
it's just
been,
so wonderful.
well, welcome to 2023. Welcome everyone to 2023, the first live broadcast of the new year. And we are excited to share with you a little bit about Chosen Pen. This episode is exclusively about Chosen Pen Publishing, who we are, what we do, and how we may service you or service others. I think it's important for people to know who they're working with, and you never know. There may be a time in your life where you may want to get a book published, or you know someone in your circle of influence that's looking to get a book published. And so we want to make sure you have the information you need to make an informed decision. So, Dr. Norma, are you ready?
Yes, I am always ready to discuss Chosen Pen. You know it is my passion. So, let's go. It's
Well,
new. It's a
well,
new
let's
year, so let's
All
blast
right,
off.
so I will ask the questions and fill in with you along the way. But since you are the CEO, the founder and CEO of Chosen Pen Publishing, let's talk a little bit about the history of the company. Give us a little background information. How did the company come about? And let's talk a little bit about what services. Well, not services. Let's start first with the history.
Okay. Well, I think if anyone knows me by now, they know that even if you don't, Chosen Pen was started not by something that I had a great desire to do, but by the speaking and the leading of the Holy Spirit. I was retired, full-time retired at home, enjoying life. And I guess that's been a number of years ago now. But I was teaching and writing Bible studies and teaching Bible studies in my home. Was quite excited about doing that. I had my little circle of women who would come and sit around my dining room table. And in that process, I started to realize that there was a great need for this type of thing for the Bible studies and to talk about. But anyway, the day that we were talking about forgiveness, of course, we had already talked so much about that. For each week, it's a 6-week Bible study, and each week is something different that is taught. But that particular night, I was talking about all these wonderful things that the women were doing, and they had shown me that they could do. They had gone through forgiveness, and they had shown the love for the Lord, and they had gone through several streams of income that had been identified, and they were starting their own little entrepreneurship businesses. So I was really, really excited. But then the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, it's time for you to help them tell their stories. There are people out here waiting, desperately waiting. If you hear me, that's one of my big words, desperately, although it's an adverb, we're not supposed to use those, but desperately waiting to hear and to know about their stories, these ladies' stories. There are women out here who are in pain, women who are suffering, women who are ready to give up. And your stories will be there to give them hope, the hope that God the Father and God the Son and God the Holy Spirit is here to help them. So I need you to go on and help them get their stories out. And I'm going, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm saying to you, I'm not doing that. I've retired. I don't want to write anymore. I want to do a leisurely life. I have no desire to help anyone publish any stories. And by that time, all the women around the table, and they probably haven't even me today, that I could see the titles of books on their faces of what they wanted their title should be. And I know you all think I'm just crazy right now, and I probably am. But
no one thinks you're crazy. This is good to know, because people need to understand that a lot of times, for those who are passionate about a specific work, a lot of times it doesn't just come as a result of them, the idea in and of itself. They have to be oftentimes forced into
prodded, pushed, slapped,
all of that good stuff. So that's what it sounds like to me. You're saying that it was not your idea.
It was
you had
not.
no inclination,
None.
but because you saw a need and a need was impressed upon you, then of course after that you couldn't say no. So in 2013, Chosen Pen Publishing was
October of 2013, Chosen Pen Publishing published its first, well, we published two books. Published my book and along with Miss Nicole Smith's book.
Okay.
So we actually, she was in the study. I
Okay.
mean, Bible study at that
Excellent.
time.
Excellent.
So she was. We published both of our books at the same time, and it was. And I'm going, okay, God, it's done. I published the book. I told the story, whatever.
Got that
So I
finished.
did not. Yes,
Go check that off the list.
I did not come back to that for quite a while. Although people kept asking me, but I'm like, come on, I'm not. That's just, I did a book. I did what I was told to do. So, but needless to say, I ended up going back and listening to that and starting to help other people to become, other women especially, to become published authors, to tell their stories. Because the more I talk to women, then you have to say, well, I know so and so who has a similar story. Let me put you together with them. So instead of being a one-on-one, a book can give you a multitude of readers, so that your word will go a lot further than me trying to put one-on-one. You trying to help one.
That's good. That's good. One of the things I know that we, especially in the African American community, have done, we've been really good, kind of maybe not as good as not doing as well of a job as we had once upon a time, but our stories of our families were passed on from generations to generation. Mm-hmm. And of course, during that time, many of our ancestors and, our grandparents, great grandparents were not able to write.
Right.
They were not, it was not permissible for them to write, but we don't have that excuse now. So when we put paper to pen and actually publish, then we continue to live, actually. And it's about leaving a legacy. So let's talk a little bit about that. So October 2013, the first two books were published. Now what I like to say is that Chosen Pen is pretty much like a hybrid publishing company, with my limited understanding after becoming acquainted with, Chosen Pen in, I think, 2017, 2018, because many people endeavor to write and they'll do the self-publishing route. Nothing wrong with that. But of course, since becoming a part of Chosen Pen, I see the significant difference in the quality of the work from those who self-publish versus what Chosen Pen does. And when I reference Chosen Pen being a hybrid publishing company, what I mean to say is that we work with those who would have probably self-published to provide them with a better quality end result. We do the things that a traditional publisher would do, in that we will work with them on the cover design, editing of the book, the formatting of the book. We have a limited amount of marketing that we afford our clients. All of that's done without us maintaining royalty rights. So they pay us for the services. They pay Chosen Pen for the work. And we offer varied packages, things of that nature. But at the end of the day, the book belongs to the author. There is no further connection with Chosen Pen, except to say, as Lady Norma has often said, Dr. Norma, is that they become a part of the Chosen Pen family. So we continue to look out for our authors for future opportunities for retreats, workshops, and etc. Would that be safe to say, Dr. Norma?
Yes, definitely. Because always in the back of my mind, if something is happening, there is someone that I can recommend for that, whatever it is that it is, especially if someone calls and says they need a speaker, they need an author, they need whatever. There's someone, if it's not on our team, that we have published or we have worked with in the past that I can recommend.
Right. You do a great job, and you have done a great job in almost 10 years now of forming great partnerships and collaborations with other entities within the literary world. What I can say from my limited time of being affiliated with Chosen Pen is that we have people pretty much everywhere. Our editing team is phenomenal. Our formatting team is phenomenal. And many of the people who participate in the Chosen Pen community are women, with the exception of our children's book illustrator.
Yes.
We just added a children's book illustrator. So we could do a little bit of everything. So it's safe to say that if one were looking for someone to partner with or to collaborate with to finish their project, Chosen Pen would be great, especially if they, again, are writing a fiction, Christian nonfiction, if they wanted to write a journal, devotional, a self-help book, anything along those lines. We can, in children's books, of course, we can assist in that capacity and assist them with creating an excellent end product. Another thing I found to be very exciting about working with Chosen Pen is that the majority of our authors become Amazon bestsellers. Is that correct, Dr. Norma?
That is true. That is true. that is your desire, we help you to attain that goal. And
Exactly.
most of us, of course, love that to put on our book and in
Exactly.
on our biographies or whatever we're writing. Uh, so yes, that is true.
Okay. Well, bestsellers, international bestsellers a few times. And so that's a little bit about the history and about what we do. Now, let's talk a little bit about the services that we offer. We've touched on the types of books that we publish. So we can, as already stated, work with you on your manuscript from beginning to end. Dr. Norma is a writing coach. So if you need coaching and you just don't know where to start and you know you have a story that you need to tell, she can work with you in that capacity. I serve as the operations officer. So from the onset of you becoming a part of reaching out to us to the very end, I walk with every author from step to step, even with the anthology project. So we love those. We talked about children's books. We take care of that. Everything is pretty hands-on. We're very hands-on. Nothing is automated. Everything is very personable, I guess it's safe to say. From
Yes,
from
definitely.
from the very beginning, no author left behind. Let's put it that way, right? So we've done quite a bit. And in addition to the publishing aspect, however, we do host, Chosen Pen host conferences and workshops.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about some of the conferences that have been hosted in the past, Dr. Norma.
Well, we usually host writing conferences, publishing conferences, but we usually go outside the realm of what people really expect from a conference, because we want to make sure that, I'm a person who learns in all learning styles. So when we host a conference, we make sure that we hit everything that a person needs in order to learn whatever it is that we are providing for them. I want them to get more than their money's worth. So we go outside of the regular norm to give you what you need. If we're doing a writers conference, you will be able to leave that conference able to write, and even with an opportunity for me to help coach you along the way to set up your outline or whatever that you may need based on that conference. But you will know from idea generation all the way through the publishing process. If you at the publishing conference, it's the same thing. We talk about actually publishing, how to publish. We talk about, we love to get with other publishers and just have great conversations about what's happening in the publishing world today. There is so much change going on from the time that I started working with publishing, and that was one of the things I did know, that as an educator, that you don't go on to anything without getting proper knowledge. So I got my master's in publishing from Path to Publishing, and went to several conferences with them where I learned the art of publishing. So I'm very excited about that. I was very excited about that. So I tend to probably give you more information than you need based on that. But those are the things that we do. We do the conferences, we do the workshops, we do every year around my birthday time, February. We do the writers conference. If you heard us last year, we were all in Jamaica. We were the Jamaica Irie. We were doing jerk chicken and everything along the way, but we were also writing, and those new writers were having an opportunity to learn how to write. And so whatever we do, every year we will be doing a writers event such as that. Depending on the location, it is up in the air every year, but we do go to have a good time. That's another thing. I love to travel. And so coupling those two things together, we usually have some great places,
Yeah.
destinations that we have.
I know that in my participation in March of this year, well, in the spring of the year, I should say, is when we had the Women Who Write conference. So since Women's History Month is the month of March, we did the Women Who Write conference, and so it was catered to women. We had female authors there. We had speakers on how to set up your business, different aspects of editing. There was a lot to be gained. So whether someone was brand new in the industry, a brand new writer, or someone that was contemplating writing, they were able to leave with nuggets to assist them with moving forward. But then if they were already experienced writers, they were able to bring some information to the table and to the discussion. I think that I know everything that I have attended has been very much worth its weight in gold. And you are absolutely right, Dr. Norma. You usually give more than what they've invested, and that's a good thing. But that speaks to the type of person you are and the heart that you have. So let me recap. We talked about publishing books and the types of books. We talked about the writers' retreats, which have been in Jamaica and a cruise to the Dominican. We try to do that every year annually, whether we do something in a travel format or just a local conference. Even during the pandemic, we had a writers workshop virtually and was able to have a phenomenal writer be our instructor during that. So we work with people virtually as well as one-on-one, face-to-face. We love that. One of the other things I absolutely love about what I've learned in my association with Chosen Pen are the partnerships that have evolved during the course. You referenced Path to Publishing earlier in your conversation, and Miss Joy Lynn Ross, I'm sure, would be super excited to know that you referenced that. You became acquainted with her and you went through the program and got your master's in publishing. But talk a little bit about that relationship.
That's a relationship that I guess a sisterhood, maybe, because we call ourselves people, all the people who are a part of that are called pathfinders. But we work together throughout the year. At any point in time, if I have a question, I can pick up the phone and call her, or she can pick up the phone and call me. And other pathfinders are available as well to answer questions. But we also partner with her with her annual Pathfinders workshops and conferences, which she usually holds in September, or is usually held in September. We've had some issues with that, of course, during COVID, but I think everything is back on track now. But everything in the publishing industry is covered there. We starts with the writing process and ends up with your own establishing your own business, learning the marketing skills and what you need to do, everything you need to do from beginning to end. So it's a 3-day totally complete conference that we hold for that in that time. So that's something else that in September you might be able to look forward to.
Okay.
And we partner with them on.
I know Miss Joyland is very passionate about her work, and I love the fact that those authors that I've come into contact with have not only taken their books from inception and actually completed the book and it actually published, but some have even turned their books into short stories and short films and things of that nature. And one young lady, even as a result of her relationship and being a participant in that conference, is now hosting her own movie. I just went blank. Film festivals. So she's giving other authors, other people in the literary world opportunity to get their products and their books and their stories out there. And she's gone from one city to now I think she's in 3 states, and so three or 4 cities. So that's a good thing. And all that's taught at the Path to Publishing. What is the name of that conference now? Isn't it Think Like a Prompt? Think like an author, act like a boss.
Act like a something business.
We just messed that up. So
it just really messed it.
Darlene is sure to get with us real soon. So we'll come back to you. Look, charge it to our heads and not to our hearts. We were all a long vacation for the holidays. Act like an author, think like a boss.
It's not boss, I know that, but
like a business. Anyway, let's move on. So that's one relationship. Another relationship just recently established is with the Black Authors Matter Tour with Mr. Nico Toogood. Now that has been a phenomenal connector, collaboration, because one of the things that he has endeavored over the years, and I think for maybe 5 years now, is to give Black authors a platform for exposure. He's been doing this throughout the United States for several years. Last year, as I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that was his first international trip. And that's where we, Chosen Pen, you, Dr. Norma, myself, and 2 others representing Chosen Pen Publishing, had an opportunity to travel to South Africa. Let's talk a little bit about how that relationship has made a significant difference in the trajectory of what Chosen Pen is doing.
That relationship, based on the fact that, of course, I was on this big kick about speaking and speakers and putting our authors on stages after they've written their books, that this opportunity came. And of course, this opportunity came because I was in a relationship with some other publishers, with Miss Taria Avant and Coach Avant, I guess I should say. But that opportunity came about, and I was called. I was doing forgiveness and mental health. That was during that little time when we were really hitting mental health and forgiveness really hard. And we would, I guess it was even looking at on our broadcast. Anyway, I was asked to present as a speaker at that particular event in Africa. And I'm going, well, I don't know about that. But anyway, I'm always telling people no. I ended up going there, and it was probably one of the most amazing events. And it was amazing, not only for me, but for Chosen Pen as well, because now all the authors who were there, who were not there, will be able to say not only are they international authors, but they are international speakers, because they have been on the international platform. Mm-hmm. And Chosen Pen is able to take more authors and allow them to do that. But not only will it offered us an opportunity to be speakers on an international platform, it afforded us the opportunity to become partners with a school there.
Okay, so before we jump into that, let's talk about this international speaking platform. Okay. So, we don't want people to think that we just got tickets, purchased our tickets, and flew to South Africa and stood up in the hotel lobby and spoke to some people. Although that would have been the appropriate definition of an international speaker, but we're talking about a TEDx platform. So the authors are having an open opportunity to not only speak, but speak on a TEDx stage, to receive training through the TEDx community, which is hosted by the University of South Africa. Is that correct, Dr. Norma? Right. So that is like the ultimate stage to have an opportunity to speak on. So when we talk about becoming an international speaker, we are saying we go to, communities, not only South Africa, we went to Paris, France. So, and there are future trips planned all the time. So think about the magnitude of that. You've just decided to write a book. Did you ever in your wildest dreams in 2013, when you were being resistant to the call to even start a publishing company, to realize that you'd be able to speak on an international stage, a TEDx format such as this, and not only that, but even be able to host and take your grandchildren's books to schools in South Africa and to a bookstore in Paris, France? That's what we're talking about, when we speak of legacy. I made reference to that earlier along in the conversation about how we have legacy that has been passed on via stories to us verbally, but now with the ability to publish, this legacy can be passed on in so many different ways. And so in all of that, now let's talk about the educational collaboration, because it just gets better and better. We just went to Africa thinking about a TEDx stage and to be in the motherland. And now here we go, going back, and having a relationship established. Let's talk a little bit about that relationship.
Okay. That relationship is with one of the schools, elementary schools there in Johannesburg, South Africa. It's called, on this, I wrote it down, I don't even remember.
Robin
Hills. Yeah. Primary school. And we're so excited about that particular relationship or partnership, because currently, they did not have a library. They had one, but for some other reason, I don't know if it was whatever, but it was not functional. It had not been functional for years. So Chosen Pen has taken on the project, and right now we have already had it painted. We're trying to take 1,000 books to put in that library when we go in March. We're already, I guess, about halfway to that goal of raising those books, or either having a lot of people contributing funds so that we can purchase books when we get there as well. And we've had people who've contributed to putting the maps and the globes and things like that in there, and the check-in, check-out system. So, but we're really, really excited about that, as well as the media center. We are in the process of working with putting 25 computers into that center. So we're excited about that as well. But as we've said, there is a lot of work to be done. There are 700 students in that school. So we're doing all that we can do at Chosen Pen to make their dreams reality. we are having one of our persons in Chosen Pen who is working with getting them scholarships to STEM programs and STEM colleges, and a lot of them who want to work in computer science, who didn't know that they could write and do a book. We're helping them to write and do books as well. So it's just an exciting time for that. And it's even as exciting because our students here at New Life Christian Academy are going to be, what do you call them?
E-pals.
E-pals with the students there in Africa. So we are having a real exciting time at Chosen Pen right now.
I can imagine. Well, I don't have to imagine. I'm living it.
So you're right there.
I know, right? Never would I've imagined all of this from writing my one book that was going to be my only book. But so I'm going to recap for the sake of those who might be joining us after the fact or jumping in the middle. So I want to talk about this episode is all about who is Chosen Pen. And our endeavor was to provide you with information to allow you to be informed on the services that we provide, that Chosen Pen provides, but also ways in which you can partner with Chosen Pen. Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, just for the sake of recap, is that we do offer publishing services, much like a traditional publisher, except that we don't maintain a royalty relationship at the end. The services that we offer stem from graphic design of your cover. We actually help with a little bit in the marketing, press releases, the formatting of the book, the editing of the book. We also have a writing coach. All of that is a part of what we offer in the way of services, whether you're going to write a fiction, Christian nonfiction, self-help children's book. We got you covered. We even have a child illustrator for children's books. So we've got that covered as well. In addition to publishing with us, I should say Chosen Pen, yes, with us, we will have you plugged into an opportunity always to hone on your skills, to learn more about how to become a better writer, to learn more about the publishing process in a nutshell, to be in a community of other authors and publishers so that you hopefully can gain more exposure with your book, opportunities with your book, to be on speaking platforms or workshops and things of that nature. We have conferences, we have retreats that we host, again, to assist the author to become a better author, to, again, perfect your skills, to sharpen those skills. I've heard the phrase that says school is never out for the professional. So whether you feel as though you are a great writer or not, it doesn't hurt, because you can show up to become a better writer, or you can show up and be the teacher to help others become a better writer, right? Then in addition to that, we have partnerships with other fantastic companies and organizations, such as Path to Publishing with Miss Joylyn Ross and Dr. Norma for your saving grace. I made sure I Googled that the conference is called Act Like an Author, Think Like a Business. That's the one we were referencing that we messed up royally. Joylyn, if you're watching this, please forgive us. We had too much turkey and dressing during the holidays. And then, of course, we have a relationship at the present time with Black Authors Matters Tour that gives our authors an opportunity to travel nationally and internationally to have to gain the additional exposure for their books and or their business platforms. So, Dr. Norma, what did we miss?
We probably missed a lot, but I think we scratched the surface.
All right, just enough to let people know, to know that they need to call us. So for the sake of those who might be interested later in getting in touch with Chosen Pen, I have scrolling on the screen the website, which is choosepen.com, or the phone number that you can call. Follow us on Facebook, connect with us, subscribe to our YouTube page. That way you can follow us and stay abreast of what we have going on. One thing to keep in mind is that this platform of Conversations with Chosen Pen is every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have conversations with authors, aspiring authors, other publishers from various vantage points. We're going to be talking a lot about continuing the conversation on forgiveness, because we have a tour coming up. The Forgiveness Across Borders is another entity birthed out of Chosen Pen. And so that platform provides opportunities to continue with the message of forgiveness from various vantage points. So there's a lot to be shared, but we don't want to take up all your time. The better thing to do is to connect with us, become a part of the Chosen Pen family, and then we can share with you even the more what we have to offer in a more intimate setting, because everybody's a little different. Some people may just need, maybe wanting to republish a book, and some are starting from scratch, and some are doing a series of books. So based on what your needs are, we will have to sit down and have a conversation with you to make sure that we are a good fit for you. And if not, we'll direct you to another option. But if we are a good fit, we will welcome you with open arms. And of course, as I said before, even after the book is published, you are always a part of the Chosen Pen family. Dr. Norma, any last words?
So no, I would love for everyone. I thank you for joining us, and hopefully that we will be able to provide a service for you at any time. We are always here to help anyone who needs help. And also, we didn't put it on the screen, but I forgot to tell you that all of our courses are on the Chosen Pen Academy website, and you can find all the courses that we offer and all the books that we offer there.
All right. Well, that being said, you guys have a great night. Thank you so much again for hanging out with us in this space. Remember, Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern, Conversations with Chosen Pen. And if you miss any episode, be sure to find us on YouTube. Subscribe to our page so you'll always be alerted as to when our next episodes or our next podcast airs. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.